Okay, let me do should I do my rap first?
Yeah,
Okay,
please do.
I love it. Okay, here it is. Okay, greetings, my fellow Earthlings. I am we on Earth. See the W right here? W. There's a we. This stands for the whole. This is the whole, and this is the Earth. So we want to realize that we are one person, one people. We're beyond the division of race, religion, citizenship, economic status, political beliefs, all this stuff, sexual preference, gender, and age. We're all one. We're born at the same time when the infinite totality, took place. We all came from it. That's the thing we're all related to. And that's the reason why Einstein, with his theory, he had a theory called the theory of relativity, that we all came from that one Big Bang source, and then I call it the spirit, because here we are getting it out, we're all doing it, all right? Boom, 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 boom. And when you're doing it, what do you want to have happen?
I don't want to pay to get in. That's kind of
Big orgasm. You see the IT here? So this is for the infinite totality. And what it is, it's everything that you can think of. Every place, every person. It's everything. There's not a spot where it is not. In the universe, all the multi-universes, everywhere. Black holes, it includes everything. So don't think we left anything out. It's all part of it. And it's just a sphere that's expanding. So the fact is that we have to realize who we are. So what we have to realize is you see the letter here. What's that letter? That's an M, right? And what's this letter?
E.
That's E. What's it spelled?
Me.
Oh, am I talking to me right now? I am. Each and every one of you, the person I am speaking towards is me. I am talking to me right now. And the reflection of that is we, the whole earth. And this is to remind you, no, but remind me, actually to remind me that we are all part of one family. We're all related. And to all our relations, then we have to realize that this keeps repeating itself. You heard of reincarnation. We keep repeating and over and over again, and finally we transcend into a different plane. But what we also have to realize is once we're at this level, the we level, we are all together a new spelling. W. Here, let me turn around. This is how it should be spelled. You got it?
We are we on. We or we on.
We are one.
We are one.
We are one.
We are one.
Because you know how you get to a point where you want to stop? Well, we stopped at one. Because we liked the one we were at. You know, and everybody said, this is the one.
Yeah.
And so we all became one, and we left. See, the thing is, we're all on plan. Remember I talked about it? Like, once we have this big bang theory, we kind of expand and transform. The IT is the me, the mass, and the energy. Each of us is me. And so we all separate from it. You're just not a being. You're a block of energy. But it's separated from it, and then you turned into a human being. You created yourself. We created ourselves. So when you get into the it, this is how it looks from a different perspective, right? You see how you go around? So what does this spell? Take your time. Dame Wien. You're a smart guy. Come on. What's this? T-I, right?
Time.
Yes.
Yes.
It's about time.
About time.
It's all about time. I mean, okay, the fact is that time is the distance between it, the soul, the sun. We're all solar matter. We're all light energy. And if we realize that we can increase this light vibration 15 times, according to the Tutankhamun prophecy, we can transcend as pure light energy. Because that's our destiny. We all have eternal life. Did you? Everybody has eternal life, but the fact is not on this earth. So we're going to have to transit from this plane. This is okay. If you're going to take a trip or build a house, what do you have to have first? Before you go anywhere.
Land.
What?
The land.
A what?
Land, right?
No,
Build a
a
house?
trip. You're going to take a trip.
Oh.
It sounds like land, but it's a
Land.
yeah.
Land.
She's smart. Okay, a plan what? Come on.
Why are you
Planet.
Where's your honor?
Planet.
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 Earth.
Planet Earth.
We all agreed. We're spirit
Yeah.
bodies, right? It emanated from it is me. But where are we going to put me? We have to have a plan. So we're going to plan it, which is
Plan
Earth. Let's plan a place where we can go that has green grass and water,
Yeah.
nice vegetables will grow and everything, and
Yeah.
trees and everything. And so what we can do is actually we can plan a new it without mosquitoes, without drum support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, okay, so we're on the planet, right? But
Yeah.
what happens when the thing to do on the planet? It's a big place. What do you want to do? You want to
Unite.
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 Unit.
Unit. This is what we're doing here at the gathering. And then when you get together, what kind of space do you want to reach? You want to reach the highest point of, what is it called?
Highest consciousness.
No, what's it? You're top of the mountain.
Oh, the highest peak.
Come on, you know.
At the mountain.
Sun.
Reminds me of me and myself.
Sun.
Jesus clapping.
Some.
Get it?
Summits.
Summit. Summit.
I know.
To the summit. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's the summit. But then what happens when you want to leave? You want to transcend? You want to go to the new level? What's that called?
Ascension.
Well, it's enlightenment ascension, but it's basically there's an entrance.
An exit.
Yes, that's the exit.
Yes.
And we all exit together as one.
Yes, we do.
Because I don't want to go alone. You know, wouldn't it
We
be nice
do.
if everybody just drifted off as
Together.
light energy together, and that would include all the people that ever lived before?
Yes.
It's all inclusive. The whole planet just turns into light energy.
Yeah.
And we take me on. We will still be we on Earth, because we'll take it with us.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so no. The point is that we have to have that realization is that we go from the me level, right? Everyone agree? And I showed you, but who do you see? You see me. And then once you realize you have the we-allization, and you're able to have the we-arness and the reality of the fact that we are all one, we have to kind of spread the word. Because a lot of people haven't reached that level. How many people do you think are even at the me level? Because when you're at the me level, Jesus was at the me level. He said, whosoever believeth on me shall not perish.
Yeah.
Only through me shall they reach the kingdom of heaven. Follow me. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. The reason that it's such a beautiful thing, because this is me, and this is me over here, and me over there, I'm not going to hurt me. I'm not going to shoot me. I'm not going to rob from me. I'm not going to steal from me. I love me.
Love
But we
me.
have to get rid of the concept of you.
You.
Because you were always the one that got me in trouble, you cheated on me, or you're a liar, and a thief, and all kinds of different things. But me, I love me. You know?
I love me.
No, I'll put it this way, and this is a quote I heard one time. Hatred, what hatred is frustrated love. Because deep down inside, we want to love everybody. But when you get rejected or whatever, then it slowly turns into the only way you can cope is by, completely hating that person. But you want to get to the point where you extend that love. And once you give it, it's always there. Love isn't something to give or take. You don't give love or take love or share love or create love. You just are love. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to share love with you, fine. But you don't have to require everybody to be at the same level. We're all at different levels, and that's a lesson. I call it a lesson. Just don't be a moron, you know. And the fact is that the realization that I had to have, and I'm a very spiritual being. I'm like the discoverer and founder of it. Your battery went off. That's it.
No, it's you.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, but no, this is great. The point is to me, it's my job now, pretty much, to spread it. And when I say it's our job, because by listening to this tape or by seeing this, don't say, oh, that's a crazy guy, he's talking about it, me. Or, think about it. It's very simple. We all start out at a simple level, with a name, Bill, Judy, or whatever. But we have to evolve into a higher state of consciousness and realize that, first of all, you have to be inquisitive. You have to say, why are we here? What's going on, And if you're not into it, some people aren't into it. They don't want to hear about it. Oh, that's too boring. Some people aren't ready for it. But you must be ready for it if you're still at the tape. And if you haven't turned it off by now. But it, like I said, is the infinite totality, and why not strive for it? What do you want? Okay, the most important thing in life is peace, right? And the problem is that people are not going by the invective that in order to establish peace is people everywhere all choosing enlightenment. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to be enlightened. We're not here to have a fancy car, a nice house, or a swimming pool, or even a good experience. I mean, these are all good things, and they're not wrong. But ultimately, and we are the planet, the unit, the summit. The exit means that's enlightenment. Because, like you were saying, you were going to ascend. When you ascend, you don't you leave behind what is not necessary. You take what is good. It's like the phoenix, but the phoenix were flying away, saying, I don't want to stay there anymore. And I'm going to move there to Tucson. Anyhow, the fact is that when we have a situation where what's happening right now in the world and it needs to be done, it's every millennium there comes a time when people have got to unite. And it's time we the people, and not just the United States, us, see, we want to get rid of the concept of us. And that's where I said before, you did this, you did this. But the plural of you, the yous is us. And we want to get rid of the us, because if you have an us, then you have a them. If you have a you, there's different yous, So what we do is we just eliminate that, and from now on I'm talking to me, and then whoever's talking is always I, and whoever's listening is me. And then when we have a discussion, then we all kind of get into it's a we thing, a we discussion. But the point, it's a discuss we session. That's what. But it all fits into place, because I'll be honest with you. If it was, it's all about words, right? You think I'm making all this up, And like I said, years ago I was a guru, and I wrote a book, and it was called How to Guru in Your Own Backyard, And it sounds like a real popular novel, but for some reason it didn't sell too well because no one would read it. And that's important, because we have to realize that no matter how much you think you know the truth, and I think that's our problem, but it won't be for long, because we know that we're it, and we are the we-its. Now, me that I'm talking to knows, we all know we're it, right? But we also know that everybody else is it, and we are the we-its. We all are it. So we're the we-its, right? But the problem comes when we deal with the half-we-its. Because the half-we-its are the people that think or know that they're it, right? But nobody else is it, And it's important to see the difference, because we want to associate with the we-its. And you can spot it, it's not based on anything. I think it's based from the fact that the perception comes from within, and when you meet somebody, it's probably what your feelings are the truth. if you're in an enlightened state, because you get to a point where you can read people's auras, or this one guy I hear at the gathering goes around hugging people, and when he hugs them, he gives them their wish. And I don't know his name, but this guy said it works. He gave him a hug, and he was looking for his best friend at the gathering, and there he was. We can't say there's no ghosts. We can't say there's no anything, I mean, with our limited knowledge of what's real, who knows? Aliens, or, I can't deny that I thought I saw a spaceship one time. But getting back to it. Okay, so the theory of relativity was that we went from the me level. We all agree we're me. Then we went to the we level. And then we went to the I level. Now the two, here, I'll do it with you. Look real close into my eyes. Get as close as you can. What do you see? What do you see?
One.
One eye. Good. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's the we eyes. Because no, it takes two to become one. Because what you're doing is you're vibrating your energy back and forth, and it helps open up the third eye. And that's why it's based on the fact that E equals MC squared. The energy is not energy. What does E really stand for? What does E stand for? What were we talking about before? What does the world need? Starts with an E.
Energy.
What about Buddha? What was he trying to do?
Enlightenment.
Yeah. Enlightened consciousness. We want to become enlightened, and no offense, but Jesus, Buddha, and I won't say anybody other, nobody's made it yet. Jesus is up on the cross trying to get it there, but that's not the point. If any one of them had done it, we wouldn't be here, because we're all one. And when one person becomes enlightened, it's a group enlightenment. It's a group. It will only happen if there's, I'll be honest with you, at least 144,000 people all gathered at one place, at one for the same time, for the same reason. Think about the energy. These are people that know who they are. But let's get back to the equation. The theory of relativity is E equals M, which stands for mass. Now that's what we talked about. That's where the critical mass comes, because we need a certain amount. Each one of us, basically, if they were, given the opportunity or put in a position where their energy could be sent in one direction, could light a city. But if we put that many people together and they're all at that enlightened state, I call it enlightened consciousness, EC. Because it's a vibration. It's beyond time. It's beyond place. It doesn't have any limitations. It's faster. It's instantaneous. Once you're at that, you're not limited by any of the other, 5 sentence, 6 sentence, whatever you want to call it. But anyhow, the point I'm making is that we're all we're massing together. We need to. You have to do. You can't watch it on television. And we have picked a place, and I think it's going to be not right away. Right now, the Earth is going through a reset, and hopefully, first of all, there's a condition on the whole it thing. It'll only happen if we, the people, are desperate enough that we want to leave the planet, that it's so uninhabitable, they can't breathe, and no oxygen level, and no water and everything, and we're all going to starve to death, and we want to leave as a spirit being instead of a physical body. So if you don't understand that concept, then don't show up. But if we all say, hey, I don't want to go, we don't need everybody. We do need a core group and different people throughout the world. But basically what it is, it forces people to realize that the only way it's going to happen is if they do it. We're not going to go up there and wait for the Messiah to land, or no. You're going to have to go up there. Well, I'll explain the next step, because what happens? We're all going to mass together, and then we're going to square the speed of light. Now, how do you square the speed of light? What would be the easiest, fastest way to square the speed of light? You get up in the morning and you go into the bathroom and you look into the
mirror.
Yeah, mirror. No, and seriously, think about it. You have the sun, the energy be reflecting back up to the sun by kind of like a massed amount of hue being light bodies. Because what happens is as we go from the me level to
I was stressing out about
Oh, I'm glad that you find.
it. Yeah. It's my wrap. And look, I got magnets in it, so like I can just go.
all right.
Ah,
So anyhow, the C squared is that we have to realize that the energy is reflected back up, and it increases as the reflections take place. So what happens is we're going to be at high noon, August 19th, 2044. That's what is planned. Like I said, who knows? In the meantime, maybe we'll come with solve the climate change and wars will stop, and everybody say, we don't want to leave. We want to stay here and have heaven on Mother Earth. Heaven is having each attain various enjoyable nows, because everybody creates their own heaven. This is heaven right now.
it's heaven.
This is better than heaven because
It's better.
you can smoke pot, dance. I don't know if they allow naked people in heaven, or
Yeah.
but whatever, So here it's better than heaven. There's no rules.
It's a
You don't
lot
have
better.
You don't have Peter, the gatekeeper, or whoever's the guy.
Oh
that-
my gosh, it's a lot better.
The doorman. There's no doorman. So anyhow, the fact is that the C squared will happen when the energy is reflected. All right. So what happens is, that, as I said before, we're going to all gather together in Woodstock and Ontario, and there's a statue of a cow there. And it's on the Canadian Shield. It's a very hard surface. It's this huge rock, very solid foundation, so that the vibrations that we're going to cause, because there's going to be a lot of vibrational. You'll find out. But the fact is that what we want to do is we want to get everybody there who is ready. Like I said, we don't want complainers. You're not going to be there if you don't want to be there. It's like the
Yeah.
Rainbow Gathering. I mean, if you're going to come to the gathering to say how I
Yeah,
didn't get enough
it's
food,
true.
but you should come to give. And okay, so what happens is we have everybody gathered together at one place at one time at high noon, August 19th. See, August is the 8th month, sign of infinity, and 1 and 9 is 10. We direct our attention into it. And 2044, it's a kind of there's a numerical number that's attached to that I don't want to say. You can look it up. It's a very strong from numerology.
I know.
2044. Okay.
I know. When you gave me the yesterday, I felt.
Yeah. So anyhow, the thing is that everyone gathers together at one place. Like I said, everybody's going to be naked. You're not going to bring luggage. It's going to be, hey, time to do it. And so what happens is we're all gathered together. We're going to try to reach the eye level. Couple, bring your soulmate, like the two of you when you come. And I don't know if my wife might have a different. Leave that part out. But no, you can do it yourself. But it's easier when two people. Take my word for it, And because you heard of coitus, I mean, that's basically what's going to be happening. Is if you're going to be leaving Earth, what are you doing? Eating a sandwich, driving a car, watching a TV set? No. You're ready to be transcending as a spirit being, reaching the highest orgasmic state of existence, correct?
Yeah.
And with Tantra Yoga, when you're doing it, the energy flows upward.
Yeah.
And it goes through the different chakras, and it reaches the third eye. So what we're doing is we're all going to be together in a large group, and we're going to be oming all together at the same time. And this om is going to be a real melodious type om, and you can feel it. Like I felt it the other day. You can ride the om. There was an om in 1981 at the the Washington Gathering and the Rainbow Gathering, and I've never seen it happen before or after, and I never felt the same experience. We were all in a big circle, right? And all of us, for the most part, were naked. At least I know I was. And then as the om got bigger and bigger, everybody kind of rushed to the middle. and it was just a big pile, not a pile, but you know, and you're oming right up against somebody's body, and I swear to God, I started to levitate. I felt that feeling of lifting off, but then that's what it is. We're all scared. No, I don't want. You know, I'm not ready. It's like, you know, being in an automobile accident, and you see, okay, come on, it's nice. And wait a minute, I don't want to die. And then the guy comes back because he wants to live more than he wants to go to heaven. And that's basically what it is. You know, we live because we want to be alive, and. Anyhow, so the fact about it is that as what's happening is everybody at high noon is going to be oming, right? And so the energy is going to come down from the sun, and everybody will be facing. This is like a focus. The third eye opens into that Brahma state of creation, and it'll open up to the point where light energy is being reflected backward, but it's all together. It's like a big lens. You have millions of people all focused. A focus, I call it, the focus. And that energy will bounce back up to the sun because it itself is a mirror, and it will bounce it back down again. And what's around Woodstock, Ontario? What would reflect, well, I shouldn't play games. The Great Lakes are there. And the Great Lakes are this huge mass of light energy, of water that's going to reflect that energy back up again. So it starts to vibrate like this, and it creates and everyone's oming, right? Yeah. What do we have? We have an ATOMIC, atomic, nuclear vision. That's what nuclear reaction is. It's reaching an enlightened state. It's like being there. Let there be light, right? I there, I-T-H-E-R-E, is it here. So when I is a group, because remember we're all I, but once we reach the I plus, that's the it. The I's turn into spirit, the spirit light energy, and we planet, unit, summit, exit, and we reached nirvana, and we're basically in the new dimension because it's we spiral out of this plane. In this, we're on the planes are different level. This is the plane it, you know. But the next one's going to be a little different. It's not going to have people like walking around doing stuff, you know. Who knows? Nobody knows. That's the secret, because we create it. We're going to create that new world, and that new world is going to be our creation, and it's going to involve a lot of energy, and it's going to be a beautiful experience. But it's something that is necessary and positive. But the I there is it here thing, realization that everybody, it's a light trip, and we're looking forward to it. So just don't plan anything for that date. I have a new book coming out. Oh, this is it. And it's called All About It. And it's based on some true facts added with a lot of different experiences and knowledge, because I think it's important to know who is speaking, because that way you can trust. It's like We on Earth stands for the We on Earth family. When I say I'm We on Earth, what more do we have in common than we're all on Earth? I mean, we're all, who cares about religion or you know, like I said, race, none of that bullshit, no citizenship, all that stuff. It all blends into the fact that we're just few beings of light energy that emanated from it, the infinite totality, and we're going to plan it, we're going to unit, we're going to summit, and we're going to go back to it. But in the meantime, we want to love each other, we want to care for each other, love thyself, and first, but also love thy neighbor as thyself, because everybody's beautiful in their own way. And don't be competitive. If you see somebody that wins a contest you're in or something, well, that's me that won it. You see somebody that sets a world record, you know, speeding, or a movie star that is a real good actor. We appreciate ourselves, because it's a much better feeling to know that everybody is me than that. And this needs to be for the psychiatrists and psychologists and people that are worried about the younger generation. The problem with the younger generation is they don't realize that they've come to the me realization. They're kind of me-its, you know. They're me, and they know that they're it, which is good, but they haven't progressed into the we stage. And that's where you have to start caring about other people's feelings and thoughts and ideas. And there are people besides, we're all in this together. and it's a fun trip, and the rainbow is one of the most beautiful experiences of life, and this is the time to be here and no other place. And that's why I'm really enjoy the fact that there's going to be another one next year, and I hope next year is going to be even bigger in the sense that not so much numbers, just the spiritual awareness. We want people that want to pray for peace, that are seeking enlightenment. People everywhere, and they can put up with living with mosquitoes and rain, and so they can get some free oatmeal and some rice. I hope that's not your, your destination. But no, seriously, folks, we're all here to have a good time, and it's fun. You might want to pan around, show them everybody that's doing their thing. And come and join us. If you can't make it this year, look for Rainbow. We'll look for this post on YouTube, and we'll tell them where it'll be. Happy trails.
Happy trails.
Oh, no, wait.
Trails.
Remember, this is the we sign. Here, let me give you, step up here for a second. This is, okay, this is the we sign. You're gonna weave to people as you go by, right? Give me your left hand. You heard of the high we, right?
Yeah.
No, this is the high five. This is the high we. There you go. Put it like that, and then there's a hug on the side. All right? That's how you greet people. And with hugs too. But I heard this story. They said that it was free hugs, and I said I didn't know he was in jail. All right, here. He takes a picture of this beautiful young lady. Oh, do a little dance for him, Sean.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright.
Here, you can go over there. We're gonna get a picture of you. You get to pontificate. The two of okay. So how?
One love,
Yeah.
infinite peace, infinite love.
Welcome
Welcome home.
Tell them that it's your first gathering, right?
This is our first gathering.
What is this meet your expectations?
It's alarmo. I cannot.
What's the high point? What's the high point so far?
The beautiful loving people here. Yeah.
Well, I know this beautiful lady here is a dancer, and I know you've been down at the drum
The
pit.
drum circle, yeah. Dancing and playing and singing.
I dance with my heart.
All right, so you guys are going to come to the next one?
We are here in the next one.
All right.
We're going to bring our
We're
You're gonna
children.
enjoy-
With 3
yeah.
kids.
You got 3 kids?
Yeah, we're
How
gonna
old are
bring-
the kids?
5, 2 5s, 1 7.
7?
She has a 5-year-old girl, I have a 5-year-old boy, and a 7-year-old boy.
That's so funny because
Yeah.
I have a 7-year-old granddaughter and a 9-year-old boy. We'll have to share. We're going to be on Facebook, right? Okay, and this will be.
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
You should.
definitely.
Yeah, no, I want you to see the grandkids. They're so close in age. It is. Here, give me another.
Beautiful rainbow gathering.
We, no, not you.
We love
we. We love we.
We love we.
We love we. We love we. We love we. We love weed. 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 We love weed.
We love
weed.
weed all about it.
Weed all about it.
Remember, we're all one.
We are weed.
It all started with a little bit of weed. It started with weed.
Yeah.
Weed.
Yeah, weed all about it.
Weed all about it. I'm gonna have a new book. It's called All About It, and you girls will hear all about it. Weed all about it.
Weed all about it.
It'll be on. Unfortunately, it'll probably be on Amazon, but it'll be digital, and you get a copies, and it talks about the beginnings, how it all started, and how we've reached this level of consciousness where we're able
How
to.
did it start?
Well, it started with the idea of who am I, and
That
as
ego?
as a thinking person,
Well, it's our life, you know.
I spent a
I'm
lot of
not Pharaoh.
time trying to
I'm
figure
not
out who I
Pharaoh.
was,
You know,
right?
got kicked in the head by a bull
I
in
had
the 70s.
inspiration,
My dad
I'll
is
be
home.
honest, through
Neither of them were around anymore.
psychedelics and whatever you want to call
I
it,
gotta live on that
meditation,
legacy,
medication.
you know,
And I
me
finally
as a
realized that.
mushroom.
What's it spell? Me. Okay, look at the person next to you. Look into their eyes. Look into their eyes. Who do you see? Who do you see? Me. I'm talking to me right now. Everybody is me. We're all Mother Earth. We all came from the same solar system. We're all human beings of light. We're not even matter. We're just slowed down and became matter. But originally, we started out as light bodies from the Big Bang, right? So when we're part of the Big Bang, the me's merge with we. We have to do it. We came from the Big Bang. We separated from it. Everybody see it? This is the infinite totality. The I and the T. And this is what we're striving for it. Because everybody wants to be it, do it, see it, feel it. Is there anybody here that doesn't realize that you're it, that we are it? We got another 72. Oh, another 72? All right, let me finish. And then I'll tell you what, I'm going to talk about it quickly, then we have a 72 person, then I'll get more into what my trip was. We're all we members, and we have to realize that we're all one. So, all right, what's the name?